What's up, everybody? I'm here with Bubba Malbrough, not Marlboro, like cigarette, but Malbrough. He's with 3B Construction. We've been chopping it up off camera. He's a bare-knuckle boxer. He goes in and does storm restoration after hurricanes. Got a real interesting story to tell. We're going to get into it as soon as Sohail rolls that intro. Is that it? That's it?
Yeah.
All right. Damn, Sohail.
It's quick, bro.
That's fast. What if I was picking my
Quick.
nose?
Yeah, man, it was quick.
So,
I was about to start picking my nose, man. I'm glad it.
yeah, he just came in here trying to get us on a giddy-gotty.
Yeah,
so,
man.
What's up? We were just talking. I mean, I know you want to promote your business, 3B Construction and Roofing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What do y'all do, and where do y'all do it?
Yeah, so we're out of South Mississippi. Main office is in Summit. After Hurricane Ida, we moved down into South Louisiana. Got an office down there in La Ronge, Louisiana. We do a lot of work down there. Still do a lot of work in Southwest Mississippi. Anything from I-20 down, we typically cover. North of that, we don't have a team up there just yet, but we have moved into Tennessee. We got a small team in Tennessee, moving a little bit over into in Alabama as well, up around Tuscaloosa area. So mainly we do a lot in South Mississippi. Tornado, man, we've been getting pounded with late storms this year, early storms this year. Hail's been kicking our ass over Mississippi, which we love it, but you know the homeowners don't love it too much. But
Yeah.
these late season storms, early season storms, however you want to look at them, has really been taking a pound on us, been keeping us busy.
That's good. How'd you get into that?
Man, so in 2020, up until 2020, I worked in the refineries as a welding inspector, and then 2020 COVID hit, pushed me out of the plants.
Y'all shut down?
Man, they kicked us all out. But like kept like a skeleton crew, man. They kicked us all out.
I would have thought that would have been essential work. I was driving around looking at real estate, and it was essential work. I
Yeah,
can't
man.
believe they shut that down.
They kept like a small team of people there, and I wasn't part of that small team. Gave us the boot, and so I came home March of 2020. Fiance at the time was pregnant with a little girl. She tested positive for COVID. She's like the second person in the U.S. to test positive for COVID while being pregnant, so we're obviously nervous. I teamed up with a team out here in Dallas to get some commercial cleaning chemicals to clean my house and car. But being I was a new company, I had to buy a bulk, so I had to buy like this 80,000 square feet of solution. So I started a COVID cleaning business, and we had COVID played out. So when that started going downhill, I had to figure something out. And my buddy was like, "Man, let me show you this storm restoration stuff. Let me kind of show you how to work these insurance claims." I worked with him for like a week, learned the bare minimum, and that's kind of how we got started. I worked for another company for like a week, did some door knocking. I knocked his door and gave a dude an estimate. And I quit working for the company and come to an event here in Dallas. And after I left that event, I talked to some roofers here. I got a call from that dude I gave that estimate to. He said, "Hey, man, can you still do my roof for this price?" I didn't know if I could fucking do it or not. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll do it for you." And that's kind of how we got started. I almost sold the job on a referral fee for $500 because I was nervous to get started. But that's kind of how we got started.
What'd you make?
Off that job?
Yeah.
Like around $4,000.
That's not bad. On that, how does it go? So y'all have obviously subs that do the roofs.
Yes.
So like we're basically kind of in the same boat. I got a guy does a lot of our roofs. He can do a roof in a day. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Knock them out quick.
knock them out quick. Quality work. And I mean, I know he could charge more because I know what insurance would
That's
pay.
right.
You know what I mean? But I don't. I've never really thought of it as like putting together a business around selling roofs. So you're basically like a general contractor. You
That's
have subcontractors. What was the process like to find all those people? I mean, just trial and error, like letting some people try.
Yeah, man. So early on, I didn't have a crew. So when I got that job, I knew the guys I almost sold the job to for a referral fee. I reached out to their buddies of mine. I said, "Hey, man, y'all got a crew? Y'all know anybody I can get me, lined up with as a crew?" And they said, "Yeah, man." They gave me the guy's number. Worked for me for a while, but then they get complacent. He got complacent.
Yeah.
Started, having fuck up here and there. So I had to let him go. And just from that, man, people just that one connection, man. People call you constantly. There's Facebook groups you can get in on. You can find subs in there. So say if I was looking for our crew in Longview, say Longview, I could hit them up. I go in the groups. Hey, looking for a shingle roofing crew in Longview, Texas. Must have workman's comp and insurance, general liability. And people start commenting, man, tagging people, and they'll comment. It's kind of, how our process has been so far.
So the guys that actually have the crews, they don't go out and sell the jobs because they're not salespeople.
They're not salespeople. We build sales teams.
Yeah, y'all build sales teams. Y'all go out, knock the neighborhoods, get in there. We were talking about a certified public adjuster.
That's right.
I told you we got one that we use on every insurance claim. Every insurance claim we submitted, it's with him. It don't matter if it's going to pay $800 or what.
It's smart to do it that way.
If he'll go do it for 10%, if it's not too small for him, it's not too small for us.
That's right.
And we let him fight with insurance just because we don't have the time. We don't have the expertise. It's almost hiring like another employee.
Exactly. It's beneficial that way.
Yeah. So do y'all work with those type of people?
Yeah, we do. So we do have a handful of public adjusters on our team, and we have a handful of appraisers on our team. Essentially, an appraiser is a public adjuster. They hold the same license typically, but the appraiser, what he does, he'll battle it out for a flat fee.
Yeah.
And a public adjuster do it on a percentage. Sometimes you can work out a flat fee for them, but most of the time it's off of a percentage of the claim they get approved. The appraisal process is a little different than a public adjuster.
That's good. So, you built this business out. Revenue-wise, it sounds like y'all are growing pretty fast with the storms.
Yep.
Y'all do a lot of cleanup and stuff too. Do y'all have like equipment? Like, if somebody's looking to hire you, do y'all have equipment, or is it all subbed out?
All subbed out, man. I got a list, a Rolodex, if you want to call it, of people that if we go in on a house, say if we general contract a job after a hurricane, and they need a shit ton of yard cleanup, where far as trees down. I have 5 people I can call.
That's crazy.
I got plumbers. You name the contractor, I got them I can call it at my disposal in all the areas that we work in, especially South Louisiana and South Mississippi.
That's amazing.
We're still building the team in Tennessee, and we're still building the team in Alabama. But Mississippi and Louisiana, we can get covered.
Dude, so salespeople wise, how many salespeople y'all got?
We just took on our 4th sales rep.
And so they something pops up, y'all go to that neighborhood, y'all start door knocking. Hey, let me jump up on your roof, see if I can get you a bid.
That's right.
Damn, that's pretty good. Revenue wise, what first year what'd you end up doing?
So first year wasn't a full year. We did right at 800,000 in sales. This 2022 was our first full year of business. We scratched nuts of $2 million in sales.
That's amazing.
And that was with 2 sales reps. With two sales reps and a part-time guy. But basically 2 sales reps, full-time sales reps. This year we got our sights on the 5 million mark, just because we're looking to take on more commercial this year.
That's cool. That's really cool. So your background, you're in refineries.
Yep.
I worked in the oil field, but I never went into the refineries. I can't. Well, I guess the refinery made sense that they slowed down because nobody bought any fuel.
That's right.
So they could afford to.
And I did turnarounds. I didn't do maintenance. I did turnarounds. Yeah. So when they shut down these plants, we'd run in. But they put turnarounds on the back burner during 2020.
But turnarounds, that's the thing. That's the deferred maintenance.
That's right, man.
So you're going to pay for it at some point.
That's it. What they do, man, is they did the bare minimum on them turnarounds. They brought in the bare minimum personnel on them turnarounds.
That's why Snowmageddon was so bad in Texas. They did the bare minimum on the turnarounds at the power plants too.
That's right, man.
Well, I worked in the oil field. Kind of blue collar community. We knew when we got laid off from the oil field, we could always go work shutdowns. We called them shutdowns. We knew we could go do that, and we called them fuck off jobs. Yes. You get like a forklift job, making $30 an hour, sleeping on a forklift.
That's right, man.
Moving 3 pallets a day or whatever. They're like, you forklift certified? Oh, hell yeah, I'm forklift
That's
certified.
right, man. Give it to me. I got it.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I worked in the oil field. We always got a card.
That's right, man.
We got cards for everything. But anyways, but you did bare-knuckle fighting, too. You said you got an 8-1 MMA record.
Yeah, so, my amateur record. So I started MMA in 2008. I graduated high school in 06. I was really bored. I didn't know what to do. Seen the UFC stuff, and that's what I called it at the time. That's what most people call it, the UFC stuff. And that's what I was like, man, I want to try this shit. And
well, time out right there. Were you already fighting in bars and stuff? Did you fight out on the streets?
Yeah, man, gravel pits were hell in high school.
Okay, so all right, keep going.
Yeah, so and honestly, man, when you start training, like actual training to fight, do your boxing, mixed martial arts type training, you realize you don't know shit about fighting.
Oh, I know.
You know, doesn't know shit about fight. You get into wrestling, get into a good wrestler, man, or a good jiu-jitsu guy, you realize you just feel like a helpless puppy, man, out on the streets.
Well, we have this argument all the time. All right, and this is, I wish Braxton was here because he's training Muay Thai and fucking jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then I got another friend I've been friends with forever. He didn't never been in a fight, and then he's training jiu-jitsu. And they're always wanting me, because like when I was younger, I fought.
That's right.
I just got drunk and fought.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
man.
I was like,
that's how we were, man.
But I, you know, not trained, not anything, just drunk and fighting.
That's it, bro.
It's like I don't know how to fight. I just know how to drink and fight. So, they're always trying to talk me into wrestling with them and stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't need to lose a friendship over whatever, because I mean, you're probably gonna beat me up, break my arm or something,
yeah, man.
or I'm gonna hurt you, because my mind goes into a different place when
That's
I'm in a
right.
fight. I ain't relying on training. I'm trying to kill somebody.
That's right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm
Win
trying
at
to,
all costs, bro.
yeah, I'm in survival mode.
That's
like
right.
I'm doing dirty stuff.
That's
I'm biting.
right.
I'm eye gouging. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have
Fish
a rule
hooking
book.
her ass. I
Yeah,
understand,
like I
bro.
don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I'm doing anything and everything, and they're like, well, you'll get your ass handed to you, and I'm like, I probably will, but I'll have a broken arm doing it.
That's
you know what
right.
I mean? Like,
That's right.
So, anyways, we have that argument all the time. How would you compare that? Because you fought before, and then you know go out there and start training with the guys that know what they're doing. Did the toughness and battle scars from the fighting in the gravel pit play any part in the next phase of fighting?
Yeah, man. I think the toughness and the heart, just to never quit, definitely played a big part in it. But then, like I said, you get in there with a really good jiu-jitsu practitioner, man, and they'll just make you feel helpless.
Yeah.
A good wrestler, man, they'll make you feel helpless, like you can't do shit. And then, you know, once I kind of go into my amateur career, man, it kind of like was like the thing that changed my mindset about fighting, because up until that point, all I did was train boxing or Muay Thai, kickboxing. That's all I wanted to train, because I just wanted to knock people out, and I did really well. I went undefeated for like my first 4 or 5 amateur fights, and then I fought a guy that he was a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and he had really good wrestling.
Yeah.
And I went and fought him. He didn't beat me up too bad, but he just kept me on my back, and I couldn't shake him, and it just made me feel helpless in the fight. He ended up breaking my rib like the first round of the fight, but like I said, I'm tough as nails, man. I fought all 3 rounds with a broke rib, and then I just felt helpless the whole fight. So after that, I was like...
So you couldn't get any strikes on him?
None, because every time I go to swing, he'd take me down. He'd put me up against the cage, take me down.
And no strikes on the ground?
Well, I was on my back the whole time, but I would like hammer... I would do what I could. I could hit him.
Yeah.
I probably hit him more from my back than... He could have definitely beat me with ease, like, and, you know, probably ground and pound me out if he wanted to, but that's just wasn't his style of fighting. He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, so he was trying to submit me. Wouldn't let him submit me. And then I was like, this is a style of fighting that I want to do, because I felt helpless. So I started just really indulging in wrestling jiu-jitsu, and that's how I started fighting. I would stand with people, bang it out for a second, take them down, and just make them just take their soul, bro.
Okay, so let's back up. Jiu-jitsu guys got you on your back. If the rule book's thrown out, could you bite his ear off?
You cannot bite his ear off.
I mean the rules say you can't, but like in a bar...
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Would it have fared differently in the bar without the rule book?
Yeah, bro. I mean, 30 pounds of pressure ears coming home with me, bro. I'm about to bite that bitch off. I mean, depends on how desperate I might grab and twist something else, bro. I'm getting out from that something. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I keep trying to tell these guys.
Bro.
I'm like, this is a bar fight. This ain't a real fight.
Yeah, man.
Like, the rule book, when the rule book's tossed, like you know, and I know that a trained jiu-jitsu warrior can beat my ass, but I also know that I've been in a lot of bar fights. I've seen nobody take it to the ground.
No, not a lot of people do that, bro.
No, they do not do that, because everybody's friend's gonna stomp on you. A couple of strangers gonna stomp on you.
A few soccer kicks to the head, man. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen down there.
Ain't nobody going to the ground at the bar.
Fuck no, because you got to watch your back while you're fighting in a bar.
Yeah, like you got to be able to stick and move.
That's
and then get hit and get back up fast.
Bar stool broke across your back, man. It's game over for you.
Yeah, you got to. And if when you get knocked down, the key is getting up and finding out where it's coming from.
That's it. Who the hell is hitting me now?
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's a different deal. So I keep trying to tell these guys, I'm like, with the fighting I did, you know, that rule book ain't there, and it ain't. It's there to help you in the cage. It ain't there to help you at the bar. But, anyways, keep going. So your next fight, you trained, you learned jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, man. So I really started. jiu-jitsu with a gi and jiu-jitsu without a gi, it's like two different breeds of jiu-jitsu, man. And then when I started really training with a gi, my jiu-jitsu got really much better. And because up until that point, I was just training jiu-jitsu defense. I'm like, I just don't want to be submitted. I just want to knock somebody out. I don't want to be submitted. So I started training jiu-jitsu offense, where I was really submitting people, really dominating them from the top. And then went into my next fight, man. And then, like I said, went there a few strikes, boom, took him down with a single and just pounded him out. And like, I was just on him the whole time. And then that's just how my style of fighting progressed in MMA. And that's how I fought all my fights in MMA up until I got out of MMA. Is I would just stand and bang and then just take him down and make him feel helpless.
Yeah, no, that's cool as shit. Bare-knuckle boxing was the next iteration?
Yeah, because I got out, like I said, 2015 was my last year of MMA. I was going through a custody battle. Took a lot of time. I didn't have time to train. I was really working to pay my damn lawyer.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, just a lot of money. And I had no time to train. 2019 rolled around. Got, I seen it on the scene in 2018. Had a bunch of buddies fighting for him. So I was like, all right, cool. Got reached out to a couple times. And I took the fight, man. And I'm telling you, man, it was a game changer, bro. It made me fall in love with bare knuckle boxing. If I can go back and do it all over again, I would just did straight boxing from the get go. Never done MMA.
Really?
Yep.
Bare knuckles. How's it different than a regular boxing match?
So you don't have gloves. You have your hands wrapped up until 2 finger,
right?
To about an inch from your knuckles. And
that's to protect your wrist?
To protect your wrist only. Some people just wrap their hands here. They don't really wrap their wrist. Really depends on how tough you are, I guess. But I'm wrapping them wrist up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, and then you have different rules where you can clinch. Like, you can clinch hard, in bare knuckle. You could do certain things. Certain things you can't do. You can't do spinning back fists and stuff of that nature. But, it's definitely a different ball game. Boxing, you're getting more internal head trauma from the boxing gloves. In bare knuckle, you're gonna just get cut the fuck up, bro. Bad. Yeah. I mean, I had my tooth pop out. I mean, it cut you up pretty rough because knuckles are sharp.
Yeah.
So, aside from that, man, that's about the main two differences.
Dude, I've never even watched bare knuckle. So, Hill, have you found his bare knuckle fight? Can you pull it up?
Yeah, one sec.
So he's lying. He got to look for it.
You got to look for it. It's all right.
He's
man.
like, it's not.
I had it pulled up the whole Jess podcast and never hit play, look
man.
at it.
Oh, Jess didn't have him play it. Jess got to talking too much.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to see this. I'm like I want to know more about 3B construction, but I really want to know about this fighting. Like this,
It's pretty intensified. It's pretty intense. It's like a completely different sport, man. I love it.
So you talked about before we got on cutting the weight. So you went from 280 to 215.
Yeah, bro. It was rough.
That's brutal.
That was probably my worst cut ever because that was, like I said, they called me that and confirmed the fight on May 20th. I weighed in for the fights on August 5th. So it's like 2.5 months. It wasn't like 12 weeks, maybe. It's like 10 to 12 weeks or some shit. It was a hard cut, man. My only concern was making weight. I didn't really do that much like technical training with boxing because my only concern is if I don't make weight, I can't fucking fight. I got to give so much 20% of my money anyway. So I didn't want to do either one of them. I wanted to fight.
How much did it pay?
Man, that fight, it didn't pay much, man. It was like $2,000 plus.
That's still pretty good.
Plus my sponsor money. My sponsor money was about $6,000. So I mean, I come out, about
$8,000 for a day. I mean, obviously you trained leading up to it, but the work was a day.
Yeah, the work was a day, man.
I mean, training's training. I mean, people work out for free.
Yeah, all day, bro.
So it's like fuck. That's pretty cool. I never did it. In high school, I powerlifted, so that was the only time I ever had to make weight. And whenever I was in high school, this is how much I left on the table. The internet would have helped a lot if I'd have used it or known about it. But I lifted at 160 pounds. The weight class was 165, so I had 5 extra pounds. So I see all these guys cutting weight. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I'm eating a Snicker bar. Like,
that's right.
All right, yeah, looks like work. I could have lifted probably in the 148 pound weight class and dominated, but I went to state every year for 165. I squatted 600 pounds. I did really well in weightlifting. But I look back and I'm like, man, I left so much on the table because I could have either cut down to 148.
That's right.
And dominated, or I could have added 5 more pounds of muscle.
That's right.
And dominated, but I didn't know anything about eating or anything about
Same
working.
here.
I just went in there and threw as much weight on there and did as many times as I could. As much as I could, can till can't, and then, didn't feed my body at all. Like,
bro, I'm with you, man.
go eat chicken nuggets. Like, what are you doing, bro? But anyways, let's watch this fight. We're watching on the big screen at the top.
I think it's going to be the 4th one down.
It says the 4th one down.
I think that's going to be it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's going to be the 4th one down, I believe. Yeah, I think that one right there. Yeah, that's going to be it.
We are now set for the first fight of the night.
Damn.
For 5 2-minute rounds in the bare-knuckle
So this is the one that you did the big cut on.
Big cut on, bro.
Brought to you by King Buddha CBD. Mind,
King
body,
Buddha CBD.
recovery. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears the patriotic colors of the red, white, and blue. His official weight, 211.2 pounds.
Damn.
He is an MMA veteran of 18 professional fights. Fighting out of West
So did you know this guy?
Monroe,
Never met him, man.
Louisiana.
I thought I was fighting another guy the whole training camp. I thought I was fighting a southpaw the whole training camp. That's what we trained for. And then, the week before the fight, they told me I was fighting a different opponent, which is cool, man. My shit didn't change, really.
Tonight he wears black. His official weight, 216 pounds. His MMA record stands at 2 victories, opposite 2 defeats. Fighting out of Macomb, Mississippi. Here is Bubba.
You know anybody from Macomb?
I don't.
Good thing, man. It's a shithole.
Everybody thinks where they're from is a shithole. There's got to be some
Well, I'm not.
good there.
I'm from Weston, about 50 miles north.
Pause this right quick, Sohail. So one difference is this is round, not
It's round.
square.
Yeah, it's round. Hey, man, them ain't cables, man. That's like bars in there. That shit's hard as a preacher's dick.
Damn.
And are you? So I know I don't know if this is like regular boxing, but you talk about or see all the rivalry leading up to it, but you didn't know who you're fighting. So is that a big thing in bare knuckle?
Yeah, you got some of them. There's this guy, Lorenzo Hunt, man. Everybody he fights is a rival to him. Like, he looks at him like the worst person in the world. I mean, his mentality is like, I'm just going in to kill this dude. This dude's gonna spit on my grandma's grave or some shit. I don't know. He's like,
I'm gonna beat him like a pedophile.
Exactly. That's everybody he fights. It don't matter if you can be the coolest bitch in the world. He's gonna treat you like you're the worst motherfucker in the world.
That's funny. All right, let's see.
You do toe the line. You don't stay in corners. That is another big difference.
Toe the line. Let's get these guys get out of the ring.
Both fighters towing the line up to scratch.
All right, you ready, sir? You ready? Let's go. Knuckle up.
The bell in round number 1. Fast start for both fighters. Black trunks for
Ooh.
Malbrough. Red, white, and blue trunks
Oh,
for
and there's
Henry.
no count. You just pop back up.
Big swings indeed from Quentin Henry.
Right now, they're both just throwing haymakers.
And down goes Henry on the counter.
Looks like
You took a pretty good left right there.
Bro, this dude hits me a lot here in a second. We're just banging it out. We're like two dogs fighting over a fucking T-bone
right now,
or
we
some
just have a
shit.
slugfest right now. There's not a lot of technique going on right now. So who can hit the hardest?
Big shots right back. The left lands from Henry. Henry down in this round now, trying to put down Malbrough. Covering up, eats that right hand.
Good job of using the clinch right now.
Huge swings from both men.
And these guys might want to worry about their pace right now. At
well,
some point,
you got a jaw.
and you're gonna have to
Yeah.
for those
To the end of the fight.
Holy shit.
Down again goes Henry. And ruled and
Oh,
knocked
shit.
out by Dan.
At some point, you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna have to.
So are you
find
cut?
something left for those next
Not
few
yet?
rounds.
Yeah, I'm split wide open. Looking like a stuck hole. I think he scratched my cheek right there. I had a big scratch mark
Yeah,
on my
that's what I was
cheek.
seeing.
I didn't even really see the punch in there. It looked like he just threw too hard and fell down.
Both knockdowns coming on Malbrough counters.
Then he
here in
headbutts me in a
round
minute,
one.
man. That's probably the hardest time I've ever
Henry's
been
gotta
headbutted
get
in my
back to that
life.
jab that he talked about the whole time. There's a jab.
This and all fights tonight under the BKFC rule set, scheduled for
Oh, yeah, boom.
5 2-minute rounds.
Bro, I don't know if you've ever been headbutt. That was the hardest headbutt I've
It
ever.
looked like it was a headbutt. Remember
In my life.
My headbutt sucked.
Bro, it sucked bad.
It sucked so
not
bad.
ruled a knockdown, as you just said correctly, by referee Dan Mergliotta. Mergliotta said that a headbutt caused the knockdown.
Right? You guys got to watch your heads, all right? Back up.
Now, as far as the technique here, Bubba's doing exactly what he wants to do. Drag him into a fight where he can hit him with that overhand right. Henry's got to do a better job of establishing that jab, just like that right there.
Malbrough off.
Did he have the reach on you?
Where he did, and then I knew. I gotta be honest with you, man. I was so out of it after the head. I didn't even know what he was hitting me with. I didn't know he was hitting me with the jab. I gotta be honest with you. Like I was about to ask my corner what the hell was he hitting me with because I couldn't see. I'd never seen it. It was quick. He has a quick jab.
His pace slows. It really favors Henry. Bubba needs to do a good job of trying to get him back into a brawl.
And that guy looks way bigger than 211 too.
I know, bro. When he weighed in at he weighed in jeans at 211.
That's crazy. Because he looks way bigger than you. So do you get up here?
I get up, but they called the fight. I'm not gonna lie, he hit me hard, man.
Well, you were coming in too.
Yeah. He just beat me. Like I was throwing the right while he was throwing the right. He just beat me to the punch.
Yeah, that's
It's unfortunate, but it's that's probably like the most gratifying fight I've ever had. It's my most mentally challenging fight, especially cutting the weight, making the weight.
coming from California to.
Yeah.
Where's this at? Louisiana?
No, we fought down in Biloxi, Mississippi. I did all my training up until my last 3 weeks of training. I did it in California.
And so this is I see my bookie. What year was this?
2019.
Damn.
2019.
Pre-COVID. Back when the world was good.
Back when the world was good, man.
So, dang, I didn't know my bookie was a thing then. I mean, or CBD.
I think it was like fresh on the scene, man.
Dude, that's crazy. So Hill, what do you think of that?
That was wild. That was a great fight.
Dude, I ain't got the courage to jump in there with that because I'm at that weight class. I can't be. There's no way. I don't know if I can get to 211 pounds and fight the Jolly Green Giant you were just beating on.
Yeah, man. I want. They got a cruiserweight now. I don't think they had it at that time. They had MMA weight classes. So boxing and MMA have like different type weight classes, like between your like light, welter, your middle, your light heavyweight. All the weight classes were like, I think at that time were all like based off of MMA weight classes.
Okay.
Now they got a little more weight classes there. You got 195, which is like gonna be your cruiserweight, and then you got your 205, which gonna be light heavyweight. I was trying to get down to 205, but I'm still a small 205er. 195, I'm still a small I look like a crackhead at 195.
Yeah.
But I'm just small. It's just my mom and my dad gave me fucked up genetics, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's very interesting. I don't have the courage. I'm looking at this. I'm like, holy shit. There's a lot of work to win that. But $8,000. I mean, that's
Not too bad, bro.
I mean, that's not a bad day there. How many views that video have, Sohail? It's like
1.6
million.
Oh yeah.
We've been on like this fight's been on ESPN, Sports Center. It's been on a lot of platforms. I think last time we talked about it, because me and the guy that I fought, man, we ended up talking after the fight. He's just like I am, man. He was a father, man. He had 3 kids. I had 3 kids. Super humble guy. I told him I wish I could fight everybody like you, man. He's a super humble guy, nice guy. But we talked about being him. Talked about our fight has like north to like 10 million views at some point between all the platforms that they put it on.
Well, that video right there paid $20,000. They got $20,000 off YouTube.
Damn. Dave.
I mean,
Dave
this was
Feldman.
3 years ago. It might have been more.
Dave Feldman. Where my cut at, dog?
So,
yeah.
Dave, where my cut at?
So you didn't know the dude. How did you prep?
Yeah.
Like,
So
is that normal? You just thrown to?
Not really. Typically, they give you an opponent, and then once you have your opponent, you could. I never watch my guys. Like I never watched any of their training. I let my coaches do that, and they come up with the game plan. I just train the game plan. The original guy I was supposed to fight was a southpaw, which means he's a left-handed fighter, and you do extra training for that because of how the punches come.
Yeah.
You're more susceptible to power punches and hooks at that point when you're fighting an unorthodox fighter. And that's what we trained for. And then, like I said, the week before the fight, they switched my opponent, which, like I said, my game plan is the same. I'm going to go in and fight regardless.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, I'm coming to fight. Well, if you don't want to lose, but I mean, I'm just coming to fight 100% of the time.
Dang. So how you graduated in, you said 06?
06, yeah.
So you've been almost a freshman when I was a senior. So 4 or 5 years younger than me. That's wild. You still going to do that? You still going to try to get back in?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get up with Nate this year. I'm going to get my weight down. That way I can make 205 with ease. I don't want to do another hard cut, man. It's really, that way, I don't know if it's because I'm older, but when I was younger, I could do it all day. I could cut 20, 22 pounds.
Yeah.
Didn't affect me as much. After that fight, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was beat. I was beat after weigh-in. I've never been that beat after weigh-in or after cutting that amount of weight. Cut 22 pounds and of water weight, and that's a lot of water weight.
Yeah.
And I was beat, so it kind of showed in the fight as well. Like I started fatiguing. Like I was just hoping like I get to the corner and just like hopefully my corner could like hit me with a shot of oxygen or I don't know something. A bump of cocaine or something, get me going for the second round because I was beat, man. My legs were like jello. It was a rough cut, but.
Well, I mean, I like it. I mean, most people don't even have the courage to show up. That's the thing about it.
It's true, bro.
I'm one of them. I told somebody a long time ago, I'm like, man, if you see me fighting, it's like shit's real bad.
Shit's done hit the fan.
Yeah,
it's time to go.
like I can't run. You know what I mean? My kids are like, there's something. Come help me out.
That's
like,
right.
get in there because it's bad, you know?
Bubba, did you have your kids then?
Yeah, so what the cool thing about it, I had my 2 boys.
How old are they?
So Bent's 9. So Bentley was 6 or 7, and then Nash was like maybe 2 or 3. What was cool, so this was before they got their so now you got to go through their app. They got a BKFC app that you watch everything through. You subscribe to the app, and that's kind of how you keep up with the fights. But this was streamed live on YouTube, so they got to watch me from the house on TV, and it was the coolest fucking thing.
That is cool.
It was the coolest thing that they got to watch me on TV, which that's you know, as a father, that's things like they got to watch the Jess's podcast on TV. They thought it was the coolest thing.
They might be watching now.
Yeah. Oh,
they could be.
Well, maybe they better be their ass at school. have to talk with their mama.
But the you got 3 kids.
3.
The third, boy or girl?
Little girl.
Okay, how old?
She'll be 3 in April.
Different than the boys.
Way different, bro. She's a mixture of the 2 boys. My oldest one's like he's like really laid back, quiet. You don't fuck with him, he won't fuck with you.
Right. When he was tiny, what was he like? When he was taller?
Oh, super same, bro. His same exact thing.
Just chill.
Never got into shit. Never.
It's crazy.
My 5-year-old though, he's been a hellion since the day one, and he ain't slowed up since. He's gonna be the one that keeps me up late at night. I feel like when he becomes a teenager.
Dude, I got you. Like,
and then my little girl's a mix between both of them. So
is she more calm, easygoing?
Yeah, she is.
A little bit more cautious.
But she's like a little monkey, man. She'll
climb on anything.
She'll climb up anything, man. She'll be up there chilling. But you know, as parents, we instill the fear in our kids because we're scared. You know, if she climbs up there. Yeah, we're scared for them. So we instill that fear in them, and that's one thing I try not to do. But hell, shit, she does some wild shit sometimes.
My daughter, 9 years old.
Oh well.
Sweetheart, genius.
Yeah.
I don't know where she learned. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Okay. You know, but I mean, just genius, smart, beautiful, funny, chill. Has been the easiest kid on planet Earth. I'm like, look, I don't even know that I parented anything at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that's my 9-year-old, bro. He's so chill.
I think after potty training, I've just it's been cruise control.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, but not had to worry about her. Like she's a curious person, but like not a curious person that's going to walk out into the street. My son, he's a psychopath. His middle name's Chaos. He don't know a stranger. He don't meet a stranger. He don't worry about a stranger.
Yeah.
His mom was like, he's slapping. He's, this and that. I'm like, well, I ain't raising no bitch. Here's how you punch, son.
That's it.
You know what I mean? She's like, what? He's punching now. I'm like, well, you said he was slapping.
Yeah.
She's like, I wanted you to make him stop slapping. I'm like, well, he's not slapping no more. He's punching.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm like, he's a boy. It's a hard world. He's gonna need to.
That's right, bro.
He needs some grit.
That's what I teach my kids. I'm all about it. I'm all about the fight, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they go to private school, so I pay for you to go to school. Someone will deal with it.
Yeah, well, I tell Emery, I'm like, she talked about this. I'm like, well, you let them hands go, all their problems probably go away.
Yep. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, so words don't matter.
That's right.
So if they got something to say about it, be about it. If
That's
not,
right.
Just ignore it. So
that's what I tell my 9-year-old, bro. I'm like, look, somebody says something to you, and we got like a little, if you tell them to stop, they don't stop, and the teacher, ain't doing about it, fuck them up. I'll deal with the problem.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't no problem. But she's sweet and don't have to deal with that. I mean, and third grade's a little different. I think the older they get,
Yeah.
the more different. There'll be new problems. But
That's right.
But my son, man, he's he's just.
How old is he?
He's 2. It'll be 3
Oh, yeah.
in June. But he's.
Complete
He
opposite of
He
her.
does things. It's like we're eating. A couple of guys that work for me, they're in their 20s or they're not even 21.
Yeah.
When we're eating, and just a shit day to be trying to eat, and we had him. Mom's at work, and we end up at Cotton Patch because we couldn't wait, and he throws a fork. He just lobs a fork over the fucking COVID banner. You know what I mean? Into the table behind us.
Yes.
And it just like lands. They got masks on. They're eating with masks on in between bites. I'm like, son of a bitch. So, anyways, I light him up, and I get him on the good meat, like on the thigh.
that's
Like
it.
so he knows, like we don't lob forks at neighbors.
That's right.
Like and he did the swallowed it, and I was like, and they're like, what was that? And I was like, motherfucker ain't crying.
He ain't gonna cry.
He ain't gonna cry. Like
Yeah.
he's giving it to his dad. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like he bawled for his mom.
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
hurt his feelings, but it's dad. It's a different dynamic. He's not
so different, bro.
He's not gonna let me. He's not gonna let me have it. He's not gonna throw another fork, but he ain't gonna let me have the win.
That's right.
And he did it twice that meal, and I was like, oh god, I got problems.
Yeah, I know, man. That's how my 5-year-old is, man. Like his mom hurt his feelings, bro. Me, he just
Ball.
it up.
But me, I'm like, it's like and I try to tell people that I'm like, there are biological differences from day one, in that relationship between a boy and his dad.
That's right.
I'm like, it's like he's not. We compete naturally anyways.
That's right.
But it's like there's a different. You close to your dad?
Oh, he passed in 2015, and we weren't close at all. He was
well-
kind of bounced when I was little, so.
Well, but sometimes
I was
blessing
like
in
that.
disguise.
I was like that with my grandpa. It was a blessing for me, but it was
Yeah.
like that. I was like that with my grandpa. My grandpa real tight.
Yeah, but if he told you something, was it the gospel or was it a challenge? Because granddad, my granddad told me something. It was a gospel.
Yeah, bro. Like he was like, have you seen that show, The Hatfield McCoys on the History Channel? It's like a 4 series.
Yeah.
Like Devil Lance is like the backbone of his family.
Yeah.
That was my grandpa in our family, bro.
Yeah.
He was like the backbone.
So when he
was like
told
the
you
gospel
something,
of
you
his
trusted it.
gospel.
That's just the way it was.
That's the way it was.
When my dad told me something, I was like, I'll show you. You know what I mean? Like that's a straight challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and it could be anything. It could be water's wet. Yeah, bro, I get you.
Yeah, we'll see.
You'll see.
That's it.
You know
We'll
what I mean?
see.
We'll find out.
That's
We'll-
right.
We'll know. But I don't have that relationship with him now. Like now, I'm like, hey, my dad was right about a lot of things.
Yeah,
I wish
bro.
I'd listened. But
No, I'm just saying.
But I wonder if that is like inherent between fathers and sons as they have that relationship. And you got 2 sons, so at least you've got a split test. You know
Yeah,
what I
so
mean?
yeah, because one of them, man, I'm like my oldest one. So me and my fiance, I got my 2 babies with. We're not together anymore. And then my oldest son, me and his mom's not together. So I got custody of him.
Yeah.
I got custody of him like 2017. I got custody of him. So he's completely opposite. Like I think he looks at everything I say as the gospel, as the truth, whatever.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old though, bro, it's a challenge for him.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge, 100%
It's like,
for him.
yeah. And the bad and good is like that made me better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like it's not all bad. It's
That's
like
right.
guidance, lessons, like all that be there. But you know what I mean? Like it made like that hard headedness. I don't know. Like I love it. Like
Oh,
like
bro,
whenever
100%.
he swallowed that cry, you know what I mean? Just ate it. I was
Stubborn,
like,
bro.
I was like, oh okay.
That's what makes them tough little boys, man.
I'm like, man, the world's hard, so you better be too.
That's right, bro. They gotta be tough.
So-
That's why I teach my man, like, not to be a violent person, but you gotta have a sense of violence, man. Don't let somebody say something that's gonna like be detrimental to your values or like test your values, bro. I mean, sometimes people in life they deal with stuff with violence. Sometimes you gotta whoop motherfuckers' ass. Get a point across.
And
and then they'll chug a lug right up the road.
The younger you are, the more prevalent it is.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, we would all, if we all fought as much as we fought in kindergarten,
Bro, true.
it'd be a way different world. But we
True.
learn to pick our battles. But in the hierarchy of life, it's like when they start taking that out of kids, I'm like, man, y'all are
right.
really you don't want it until you got to have it.
That's right.
There's a bunch of dudes over in Russia and Ukraine right now.
Bro, tough.
tough as hell. You know, putting it out there every day.
Since they were one, they were putting it out there, man.
And you know, we might have to show up to that battle someday too. So I mean, our sons are the you know, people that could lead that charge, that could be involved in that battle. So I mean, it's like different when you think about it. My daughter, on the other hand, I'm like, baby girl, you
an angel.
You need to be smart.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. Like, I mean, you need to know how to fight, but let's just face it. Like,
my little girl, that's all she wants to do is fight because of the two brothers.
Oh, I know, but that's gonna be good for her.
Yeah, that's how she wants to do.
Yeah, that's good though. That's great. That's perfect. I mean, that's perfection.
She had my little 5-year-old the other day, man. She had him by the hair with one hand, and like I said, she's 3. And she was punching him with the other because he had her cup. And he was like, "Sissy, stop!" She was just feeding him hands, and I was like, "All right, Blakely, stop." She got her cup and just walked off. She's so sassy to be so young, man. So I don't know. So funny. Nash is like not even trying to do nothing because he knows he's gonna get ass tore if he hits his little sister. You know?
Yeah, he knows. He's gonna get them honey buns toasted, as one guy said. Well, I mean, what else? If people want to do business with you, how can they find you?
Yeah, so you can go to Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I think you can probably do the hashtag on Facebook. It's 601 Roofing King.
Okay.
I'm on all the platforms. Those 4 platforms heavily. My content bounces up and down. If you want to, I got a Facebook page called the Blue Collar Alliance. Okay. What we doing there, man? We just kind of really motivate the blue collar worker to.
So, is it a group?
It's a group on
Awesome.
Facebook, and what that is it's a group designed just to kind of help motivate the blue collar worker to kind of get out of the rat race, because we know how the rat race goes. You get stuck in that cycle, and next thing you know, you're.
Dude, I love it.
70 years old, and you about to die on a bed of regrets, man. I remember working in refineries, and this would push me to really started pushing me to grow and become a better person. Also starting this Facebook group is I see guys in the plants, man, that should have retired 15 years before this, and they're out there working their fingers to the bone because they never set themselves up for retirement. And I felt for them. My heart went out to them, man. You know, and that's the only thing they knew, man. They just knew they had to work hard, and they set themselves up with so much liabilities and not enough assets that they couldn't just stay at home.
Man, it's kind of a crazy deal because some people try to save their way to wealth.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
So hard.
But, you know, you also look at those dudes, some of those guys that are out there working, they're working like that, and they got $600,000 in the bank in a savings account.
600,000 employees, what I call it. I call it money labor, bro. Put them motherfuckers to work for you.
Dude, they're just sitting there in the bank, so they, you know, that's kind of the crazy thing that I run across. It's like, man, yeah, you got money, but you don't got enough to retire.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And if you can't make it pay you every month, you know, it'll never be worth anything other than, you know, I mean, if you stopped working tomorrow and you're 70 years old, I mean, if you only spent $50,000 a year, you got 12 years.
Yes,
you know what I mean? You ain't got a $50,000 a year lifestyle right now, so.
And inflation is killing that $50,000.
And eating it up. So I mean, I'm the Blue Collar Alliance. That's what it's called.
Blue Collar Alliance
on the Facebook group. That's an amazing deal because people, Spoonie, which you met him out there. He's always telling me, he's like, you know, you've got your platform. My platform should be directed towards the blue collar workers in the oil field and stuff because you got the unique skill set because you've been inside of it.
That's right.
And then you've gotten into real estate where you're investing in real estate. And we just raised $5 million to go buy real estate with.
Cool deal, bro.
And we'll have a oil field worker in there, you know, but I think about it and I'm like, man, we really do need to do events to get those guys involved because I had so much disposable income. Nobody could change my mind in my 20s. I needed my 20s. Those were mine. That's right, you know what I mean? But at a certain point, if I'd have put back a quarter of what it is, if I'd have just bought a little shit box,
that's right,
every check. I mean, because we buy houses for $5,000 right now.
I was picking one up for 10, so I know what you mean. Bro.
Yeah, if we just bought them, owner financed it, rented it out, done whatever with it.
That's right.
My life would have looked way different when I got laid off.
I agree.
Way, way different. So yeah, I mean, you're in real estate too.
Yeah, so I started wholesaling in 2017, man. That was kind of like my first step into entrepreneurship. I didn't know what to do, man. I kind of reached out to a fight mentor of mine. He fought in the UFC, fights in BKFC now. And I was kind of just tossing around some ideas. I didn't know what to do. I just want to do something. I want to do something that would help me get out of the plants. And then he pointed me into this real estate guru, a wholesaling training he had, and I got it, man, and I went to work with it, and I always kept it as a side hustle because I'll be honest, I was scared to take the step from making the guaranteed money from the plants and then straight into real estate. So I just kept the wholesaling as a side hustle, and I use it just in my arsenal now, just to negotiate deals on how someone to buy now. And I got a few properties we're looking at fixing and flipping, but I'm just, like I said, the late storms this year has us so damn busy. I don't have time.
You're in Grant Cardone's training.
I am.
Dude, I'm huge into keeping the main thing.
Yeah.
If you're printing money with a company.
Yeah.
I mean, you could almost buy anything. What we're doing right now is because the market's so just flat.
Yeah.
Like, we got cash. So we made an offer on something that was listed for 170. We offered 70. They countered 85.
Fuck, bro, it's a win.
Like, I don't care.
It's
I'm buying that right now.
That's right.
It's rented out. Yeah, here's where you pay rent, people.
That's right.
There you go.
It's a win.
Done. So, I mean, you can make those offers off MLS. Now, the back end marketing and stuff, whatever they taught you through that training and wholesaling, you can do too. But, I mean, if you got something that's printing capital and you're parking that into real estate, do it.
That's all we're looking to do, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of the gig. Like, and that's what I wish the oil field guys I worked with. Right. Some of them guys make $400,000 or $500,000 a year.
Bro, I know.
And
stupid money.
Yeah, they got all the things.
Yeah,
and a never-ending cycle of things, and then get laid off, and all the things.
You gotta go, bro.
You gotta sell them.
How many guys did you see do that what was that big oil field layoff? When was that? Like
we did. I went through an oil field layoff in 2009, 2008, 2009 was the biggest one. And then
this one was like in
2014, 2015.
That's when it was.
Was the next one, and it's never came back.
I've watched buddies go from you think they were the richest people in the world, man, to nothing. Single wide trailer, an old used truck, because they played their lives with liabilities, man. Dude, and they were upside down on all of it.
Like when I was working in my 20s, I mean, I had the boat. My dad told me, it was funny. He's like, what? He's like, what'd you pay for that boat? I was like, I don't know, $100,000. He's like, what the hell? You could have bought a house. I said, I can sleep in a boat.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't put that house on the water.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He's like,
what you mean, bro?
He's like, oh, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Boat got repoed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, my whole life, was wrapped up in that boat, and it was gone. But end up getting my job back. Go back to work, build it all back up. And I used to do the math in my head, man. I'm like, if I save this much, I'll have $12 million. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll live this long. And it's good thoughts, but not the way, not the path. The path is, take that and buy something at a discount.
That's right, bro.
A little discount or, big discount don't really matter if you got more revenue behind it. Put a tenant in there. And just let it rock.
Let it rock, man.
Just let it rock.
I think a lot of people talk themselves out of doing shit like that because they start telling themselves, they hear these horror stories of tenants. We've all heard them. And then they talk themselves like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that.
GBT Property Management right behind you.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. And so I got an enforcer on my team, bro. My brother, my older brother, he works for me. He's my operations guy. Like, I'm a subtle guy, man. I don't get too amped up unless I have to get amped up. Big boy. That's how much you get amped up over anything.
Yeah.
And, somebody not doing some shit, not towing the line, big boy, they need.
It's a business, though. Like the thing about it, we got, I don't know, 300 rentals.
Nice.
I hear from 10 of them a month. I can tell you the work order right now that's on top of my mind. It's a water leak in an apartment complex that, I can tell you exactly why we haven't got it fixed, because we go out there to get it fixed and they don't answer the door. They're not there. They won't let us in. We get in, they tell us to leave. It's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But they'll resubmit that work order. You know what I mean? But those are the ones I hear about.
That's right.
I've got 299 that I don't hear from.
You
know what I mean? Like, I don't never hear from them, and when I do hear from them, it's an insurance claim.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's like I can't let that one micro percentage swing the fucking whole fucking ship around. You know what I mean? It's like, look, and if it's a big enough problem, we'll get rid of the tenant, or if it's a big enough problem, we'll get rid of the property.
That's right.
It's like I don't, if it's on an Indian burial ground, it's just jinx.
That's it.
To hell with it. We'll get rid of it.
That's
you know what I mean? But if it's a tenant problem, it's like, hey, look, it ain't us, it's you.
That's right.
You got to go.
Got to get it.
Yeah. So I mean, but that all comes with scale. I mean, when you got one tenant and they're bad,
That's right.
you're gonna know about it.
You know about it.
That's all you're gonna know.
Every
That's all
month.
you're gonna think about it. You're gonna be like, I don't want two of
That's
these.
right. Yeah, I want 2 of them.
So yeah, dude, it's super easy. So you got some rentals now, or
No, man.
looking to getting some?
So like I'm looking to invest a lot more this year. Park a lot more money this year. Like I said, we got a couple flips. The end of 2020, beginning 2021, we lost. I mean, we went through a bad financial transition. We lost everything, bro. Cars, man. Like I said, repo man pulled cars out, foreclosed on the house, man. Had to uproot.
In 1920,
2021.
2021.
Recent, bro. Right before I started the rest. When I started the restoration company, man, I was negative $2,800 in the bank.
That's pretty amazing. But during that time period, your wholesaling, you just couldn't. It
Man,
just wasn't something you could lean into.
Man, I did a few deals during that. So where in the markets that I invested or I was wholesaling in, I went traveling a lot. A lot of times when I was doing a lot of wholesaling, I was traveling for refineries. I'd find some places. I'd do driving for dollars. I'd see some shit box house, lock it up, find out who the homeowner is. Well, in Mississippi, where I'm at, Mississippi, I only have like a couple cash buyers.
I'm getting you to tell this so I can tell the people out there that think wholesaling is easy and going to solve all your problems.
Yeah, it's not. So it doesn't matter how great the deal is. I could have a $250,000 house under contract for $100,000, needs $30,000 in rehab. I'm not gonna find somebody in South Mississippi to come give me $100,000 cash for a fucking house. Now, if you got anywhere from like the 5, 10 up to 30,000, I got buyers. I got 2 buyers right now to buy them all day. But anything above that, bro, it doesn't matter how great the deal is. Nobody's gonna scrape up the cash to pay for that. And that was the issue. I had a couple houses and I was able to move them. I had one of them was a smaller. It was a piece of land between 2 properties. And before I even put it under contract, I went to one homeowner. I said, "Hey, if I'm thinking about," I told my own desk, "I'm about to sell this land right here. Would you want to buy it?" "I don't know how much you want for it." I said $5,000. Because I already negotiated the deal to $2,500.
Yeah.
She's like, "No." So I went to the other homeowners. I said, "Hey, look, I got this piece of property right here behind you. I'm going to put it for sale." Said, "Give me $5,000 for it." He gave me $5,000 for it. So I had a small assignment fee, and then I did another one for I think it was $11,500. I was able to suck up, and that helped us out a lot. I was able to pay up some stuff that we were behind.
No,
and stuff.
I get it.
But it wasn't enough. That money only goes so far.
Well, I'm only making you tell that story or asking you to tell that story because there's so many people that are taught that wholesaling is easy, it's low risk, it's all this, and I'm like, it's all wonderful as long as there's a buyer waiting there for it.
Yes, it.
When there's no buyer, you're much better off learning how to operate the real estate. So that $100,000 house. To me, that $100,000 house checks out like this. So I got a $100,000 house. What will it rent for?
That's right.
If it's $1,600 to $2,000 a month, it's getting
Game
bought.
over. That's right.
Like I don't give a fuck about that $30,000 rehab. That's your opinion of it. I'm gonna find out what the market's opinion
That's right.
of it. So I'll buy it for $100. Okay, so I snatch up a $250 for $100. It needs $30. So what if I lifted it for $220? Will the market respond to it or not? If it's getting showings, offers, all those things, first offer that makes $1, it's now theirs.
Yeah.
That I ain't married to it. I ain't nothing. Like if they want to negotiate on price, I'll negotiate the terms of the closing. Terms of the closing are you close fast, you put up some earnest money, and this baby's yours. Boom, get rid of it. If the market rejects it, it won't sell. Now I'm like, okay, let me throw a for rent sign out there.
That's
okay,
right.
so I can't make my margin. Okay, whatever that is, depends on the money in my bank account.
That's
what my
right.
margin is. My margin could be I could only make $10,000. You know what I mean?
I know, hey, bro, I know.
But I could be like, no, I like this location. I believe in this real estate a lot. I don't want to sell it and give, for $10,000. I'll make
right.
100, but I don't want to make 10. So can I rent it, put a $1,600, $1,800 a month tenant in there with minimal rehab, and let it get into a better economy?
That's right.
Let it get to tomorrow's market.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If I rent that thing for 2 or 3 years, I'm doing good. And the way I learned this is in 2015, I got laid off, bought a house for $5,000, put 35 in it. I'm 40 in. Well, math says I could sell it for 60. I'll be all right. I know now that's bad math.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like I know now that's bad math, but I'm like, oh, let's sell it for 60. I'll
Yeah.
make money. It didn't sell. I own that property today. It's rented out $1,500 a month. It started out renting out for $800 a month. Same tenants there. Same tenants there. It's $1,500 a month now. Okay, so that's 2015 house rented now for $1,500 a month. Well, what do you think the neighborhood? It's now $250 neighborhood.
Money, bro.
I'm like, I'm never gonna. That property's over the hump.
Yeah.
Like, only thing it needs paint right now.
Yeah.
I drove by it the other day. I was like, shit, it needs paint.
It's in the green
I'm going to
now.
fucking paint it.
That's right.
I'm going to paint that motherfucker. You want to know why?
green.
Because I got my money back for the paint in 2
That's
months.
right. That's right.
Throw some paint on it. You know what I mean? It's got cash set aside for an air conditioner. You know, the air conditioner is going to be getting close to the end of its
That's
lifespan. Insurance has put a roof on it for us.
Oh, nice. Can't beat that, bro.
Within the last, 5 years. I mean, it's already got a new roof, even though it had a new roof when we were
That's
done
right.
with it. You know, it's just fucking rock and roll. Just roll with it. It's got granite countertops,
That's
real
money.
wood cabinets. I mean, I'm rolling with it. That property right there is gonna be real hard for me to exit that thing when it pays that good as a rental.
That's right.
So, but I got other ones.
That's right. Hey, bro, I know what you mean, man.
They're on the chopping block. Their days are numbered.
And days are numbered. And that's why I'm still kind of, like I said, we've been so busy. I sent my guys in, man, on these properties just to demo out all the rotted shit, clean up the land. And that's about it, man. It's been sitting there since then. Because
So you own one. You own a couple.
Yeah, I own a couple of them.
Okay.
That I bought them to rehab. But like I said, these late storms, I just been so damn tied up. My
Well,
sales are tied up.
Shift your mind from this is free advice. Shift your mind from rehab to add value, to buying to add value. Okay.
Okay.
Start looking for distressed sellers, not distressed properties.
Okay.
Okay. Just because right
That
now,
makes a lot of sense, bro.
cash is king.
That's right.
So you don't have to take on a project right now, even though that's where your skill set is. You got guys. You're in a better position than I am for that. If you look for distressed assets versus distressed sellers versus distressed assets, you can pick that up right now, just by knowing people with money and being able to, being bankable, which might be a problem. But if right now you're not bankable, find somebody that is bankable to partner with.
That's right.
Find somebody in your close local network. I just told you my boat got repossessed.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't bankable either, but all of my business partners are bankable.
That's good.
So, we built it out, and it's like I'll partner with 75 motherfuckers to get there faster.
That's right.
I'll give up half of a deal, for some credit, for some money, whatever it is. Like, I would rather own a bunch of rentals with a bunch of people than I had own a few rentals by myself.
That's right.
Because if that partnership does go bad, there's only one way to rectify it. Sell it,
Sell that
get the money,
motherfucker. That's
divide
right.
the money, and move on. But that's still a better position than I was in if I tried to do it slow by myself.
That's right. Makes sense, bro.
And you're in those neighborhoods. You're already doing the sales. You're already talking to those people.
That's right.
You just hadn't, propositioned them yet.
That's right, and that's where we're at right now because I'm looking to definitely put a lot more of my money into assets this year. Whether it's investing into businesses that are doing poorly. I got a couple of them in mind right now. I made a few offers on to purchase. And I'm like I said, I'm not bankable, bro. I can't go to the bank and get $100,000 if I wanted to, or $200,000, I can't. But I can build relationships. I'm good at building relationships. I'm good at negotiating.
Right.
I'm good at giving somebody the benefits and the value of doing a seller finance deal with me.
Yeah.
No,
dude. And
for at least 5 years. Give me 5 fucking years. I have my credit back.
Yeah.
I already got a guy working on it. So give me 5 years and then we can refi out of it. And that's where we're at right now. So I'm looking to invest in business and more real estate this year.
Well, I mean, your Blue Collar Alliance Facebook group. I mean, that's the message that those guys need, and they need it. They need to hear it. I mean, they need to understand, dude. You can go out there and make money, blow your back out.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's all you do.
Well, I mean, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But dude, if you've got 30 rent houses and a blown out back, you're a lot better off than if you got a nice boat, a nice house,
That's right, bro.
a couple of F-250s.
$10,000 in debt a month.
Yeah, although the guns are an asset, you know what I mean.
I love my guns, bro. I just had to go buy a new gun safe.
The guns are an asset. You know what I mean. It's like they're very liquid too.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
but it's like there's certain things that you can't. It's just like if I could explain it, I tried to tell my best friend, I was like, hey man, you want a wakeboarding boat? Yeah, go buy this apartment complex.
That's right, bro.
You buy this apartment complex, okay? The money's there. You take the $100,000 that you're going to go buy a wakeboard
That's
boat
right.
with, put it down on the apartment complex, and then the apartment complex will service the debt
All day.
on the wakeboarding boat.
All day, bro.
That's how that world moves. But the $100,000 still exists.
That's right.
And it's like he's like, no, you got to own it cash. I'm like, that's not how it works, bro.
No, it's like you burn too many resources when you pay cash, and I did it for years, man. Because like I said, I didn't have credit. But if people just shift their mindset of where they put their money before they go buy their liability,
Yes.
I think their whole lives would change, and that's what I had to do, bro. I grew up in poverty. I grew up with nothing, man. Fuck, I remember not getting shit for Christmas, but school supplies I was supposed to get in August, man. You know, so and then I grew up with a poverty mindset that when you got extra money, you blew the extra money. That's just how I grew up. And that was my mentality I had up until 2017, man. And I started really indulging in personal development and, trying to grow my knowledge, become the best version of myself. I still fail daily, but, I'm a lot further ahead now than I would be if I did when I started,
Well, dude, I'm telling you right now, that poverty mindset, I'd much rather have it.
Yeah.
I'd much rather grown up in poverty and seen the other side and started on personal growth.
Appreciate it, man.
Because, the motherfuckers with silver spoons, they ain't the same bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, bro.
But Daddy ruined them.
Ruined them bad, man.
So they can't. They're not gonna fight their way out of anything. So yeah, it's been good meeting you, Bubba.
You too, brother.
601
Roofing King on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and I think you might have to use the hashtag for Facebook. But you find me on that's Bubba Malbrough.
Okay.
On Facebook.
And then the Blue Collar Alliance.
Blue Collar Alliance.
We'll go get in there right now.
Yeah, Blue Collar Alliance Facebook group. Yes, we just out there trying to help as many people as we can. We'll jump on live. We haven't done one in a while. Like I said, just been busy. I ain't made it a priority. Not that I ain't had time, I just hadn't made it a priority. But we're going to get it ramped back up soon and doing lives once a week, kind of indulging in people.
So, Hill, do me a favor. This last part of the podcast, where we started talking about the blue collar stuff, cut that out and make it a big long video. Make the second half its own video so I can send it to my oil field friends, please.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I appreciate it. It's good meeting you, and we'll
brother.
see you next time. Like, subscribe, all the things.
All the good.
Every single time you see me on this place, you should hit the subscribe button or chat me in the comments, whichever you want to do. But don't do nothing. Nothing is for losers. You don't want to be a loser.